want to talk about the Donner Hush 1 silent guitar. This is a very interesting offering from Donner. It's a headless, silent, acoustic style guitar. It's very portable and travel friendly. And the main selling point, it is silent. It's not completely silent. It's about as quiet as any solid body electric guitar. And it has a piezo pickup in the bridge. So you can plug it in and it can get as loud as you need it to be. I want to talk about the things that I like about this guitar. I want to talk about the things that I think this guitar can improve on just a little bit. It's a mahogany maple body with a matted finish. What's nice about it is it's actually a neck through. So this entire body is one piece. It feels very, very nice to play. It resonates nice. Overall, I would say this is actually a pretty nice guitar to own. I have my biases as a guitarist and my own preferences. I tend to avoid travel guitars because I don't like the shapes. I typically need more guitar, more actual body to lean into. And what's nice about this one is it does have these metal frames. I keep the metal frames on, I never take them off. The actual body shape as well, it has just enough material around the strings for you to kind of rest your palm while you're playing. So all those factors put together actually make this a very comfortable guitar to play. I would say the one main drawback is if you're the kind of player that likes to play in the classical position, it doesn't really have any position for you. As you can see here, the frame kind of digs into your thigh this way. It doesn't really work this way either. This is kind of hooking on there. And if you didn't have the frames on, there's a bit of a balancing act that's going on here. So there's really only one position to play it in. Alternatively, you can just get a strap and keep it up that way. So not all hope is lost if you want to play it in that position. The sound is great in terms of most guitars that use piezo pickups. I find a lot of the times they can sound very thin, very tinny, and very kind of slappy, almost like, you know, any acoustic guitar would sound DI. And this preamp is powered by a 9-volt battery that goes right in the back. Despite the preamp, it's actually still a very light guitar. It definitely still lives up to the travel name. The one thing that I like about this preamp is that the low and the high controls stay pretty usable throughout the whole sweep. They're not too touchy. Like the high end, it doesn't get to the point where it sounds very ice picky and very hard to listen to. And with the low end, you don't really lose too much clarity when you have it, you know, cranked. Same with the high end dimed. Like it seems like they're pretty much there just so that you have a bit more control over your mix. And the volume is just like a regular volume control. What I do like about it though is that at 12, it's at unity gain. So when you crank it up past that, it can kind of push your amp, which is a sound that I like a lot. Before I move on to playability, I want to talk a bit about this tuning system that it has set up here. The guitar itself holds tune pretty well, but getting it there is a little bit of a challenge. As you can see, there's an Allen key that's embedded in the guitar itself, and this is what you will actually use to tighten or loosen these tuning machines. Kind of get in there with your finger, but you're kind of risking nudging the other ones a little bit out of tune, and the grip on them isn't that convenient. You have to individually, you know, tighten or loosen each of these with the Allen key, which is not what a lot of guitarists are used to with actual tuning pegs, but as long as you get it in tune, it stays in tune fairly well. So one of my favorite parts about this is actually the neck. It kind of reminds me of my Charvel DK24. It's not really like a classic C or V shape, it's more of a rounded off trapezoid, if that makes sense. It has these rounded, kind of flatter edges on the side, but then also the back is a nice flat edge that feels very, very comfortable for your thumb. And when you're playing acoustic style guitars like this, it makes it very playable. It kind of opens it up. It feels very wide. There's lots of room to work. The fretwork on this guitar is actually very nice. The frets are rounded off at the end, and they don't exactly reach the end of the neck. So it feels very smooth to play, and it's a very seamless transition as you're playing up the neck. In terms of output, it has a headphone jack. It has what I think is a monitor output, and also the traditional 1/4-inch jack. Another interesting thing that I quickly want to note with this guitar is it has this kind of hook at the top. A lot of the times these headless guitars, they don't really fit on the Hercules hooks, they don't fit on wall hooks, so you can't really hang them. The only way that you can store them is either in the case or on a ground rack, but it's nice to have the option to hang it with this hook, and I think it's something that other headless guitars could probably implement. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say about this guitar. I've had a lot of fun with it over the past week. It's been my go-to for mindlessly sitting on the couch and watching TV and just getting a little bit of practice time in. I wanted to thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like, leave a comment, check the links, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.